Hello and welcome to my show Hardcore Worldwide on Wackenradio. My special guests today are SCARFOLD from Montreal, Canada, and we will present their newest record, We Shall Suffer. So please introduce yourself briefly.
What's up, Dirk? Thanks for having us. We are SCARFOLD from Montreal, Canada. We play heavy hardcore with no compromise, straightforward passion, angriness since day one. We are established in 2015.
Great having you here. So my first question is, how did the band name SCARFOLD come about and how did you get together?
We all had a love for hardcore. Every single member of SCARFOLD has a love for hardcore music. When we started off, every single one of us were in a band but didn't play any hardcore. We were just basically playing music because we wanted to perform. We had just a love for playing metal, but none of us were actually in any hardcore band at the time. X and myself were in a progressive metal band together, and we decided, maybe it's time to play something that we actually would want to listen to, that is us. We came across JS and Mart, basically found some guys that had the same passion as we did, and that's where it spawned. That's where the anger was born.
You play hardcore 6 years now, so are you a full-time musician or do you have a day job as well?
We would love to be full-time musicians, but unfortunately nowadays it's kind of hard. We all have day jobs to keep this dream going, to keep what SCARFOLD is working on, a possibility to be a full-time thing. From my full-time job in particular is a private investigator and security. I get to see the seedy underbelly of humanity. One good thing that I could say about my day job, which helps my band, apart from the flexible schedule, is the fact that I could see I see a lot of ugly parts of humanity, evil parts of humanity, the dark things that humans could do, and a lot of this has inspired me in terms of SCARFOLD's music. Helped me a lot. Basically, makes me view certain things a particular way. It's not all rainbows and unicorns.
Okay, how would you describe your music?
I think the best way to describe SCARFOLD's music is just fucking pure anger. That's what we are, just angry. And it comes across through the music. There's no unicorns, there's no rainbows, there's no candy coating anything. Hypocrisy and greed are a way of life nowadays. It's the new normal. It's an ugly world out there. That's basically all we see on a daily basis. And any message we communicate is as brutally honest as we can make it. We just want people to feel that anger as much as we do. We want people to feel this anger because this is who we are and how we feel. This is our truth. So we describe SCARFOLD's music as dark, violent, fast, but first and foremost, before anything else, it is pure and utter truth.
The new album, We Shall Suffer, has just been released yesterday. So how would you characterize this album?
During the writing process of this album, besides what we all know, global pandemic going on, I was reflecting a lot of things on my life. I see the world. Basically, maybe you could say it's something that I could work on. But I see things in a negative light. I see a lot of darkness. I always see dark first. Light at the end, but always dark first. Reflected on a lot of my health issues. I am diabetic. A lot of complications, come from that. A lot of things that stop me. I mean, it could be worse. It could always be worse. But I reflected on a lot of those things, and basically wanted to get my feelings, my outlook on life on paper, on a recording, and basically make people feel what my anger is. Also, my father passed away during the writing process too, so there's a lot of things that basically made me see the world as a real darker place. The thing is, in reality, the world is a dark place. The world is a really ugly place, and I'm trying to see it through the eyes of people that don't have it as easy as others. People that get discriminated against because of their sexual orientation, their gender, their color, people living in poverty, people having to deal with a corrupt government. This world is an ugly place. I just want people to see the truth, how ugly this world could possibly be. And people that don't understand that have a problem with empathy, I basically want to reach out to these people and make them understand that the world is not only about you. We're just a speck of dust. We are nothing. We are all together here on this earth, and we should all understand everybody's plight. And that's the importance of working together to change all this. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but you know what? It always starts with hope, some sort of hope. But people have to open up their eyes. So I would characterize this album as a really dark and negative album, and as an eye-opener to what the ugliness that this world really has to offer, the reality of what the world has to offer. So basically, there's nothing positive, nothing hopeful, nothing to wish for. Basically, it's just highlighting all the negativity that the world could possibly offer.
Great, so it's time to hear 3 songs of your new record, We Shall Suffer. The first song is called Rotting Earth. Then the second song is a featuring song with Thiago from the band Fucking Violence. And after that, one with the Worms featuring Laurent from Nothing from No One. So listen to these great songs, and we will back in a few minutes. We are back with SCARFOLD from Canada. So let's talk about the inspirations for your lyrics and writing your songs. So what was important to you when you're writing the songs, and where do you get the inspirations for your lyrics from?
The most important aspect that we feel needs to be part of the writing process before anything else is always truth. It always has to be about truth. And all the inspiration we get always has to come from truth, no matter how ugly, how disturbing, and how sickening it could be. It always has to be about truth. This world is full of garbage. This world is full of injustice. This world is full of sexism. It's full of racism, full of homophobia, animal abuse. It has only ugliness. That is what we see. That is what our black hearts absorb. And all our inspiration revolves around the evolution of evil that this world was built on, and it's something we hope to change. But for this to actually happen, we have to change ourselves, change what we are, change how we think, and become completely self-aware of all the consequences from all our actions and all our words. It always starts with truth. And for us, that's the only thing that resonates before anything else. Truth.
Okay, one part of writing songs are the inspirations for the lyrics, but another very important part are the influences of other music styles and bands. So what are your greatest musical influences, and which bands have you been influenced by?
Man, there are so many, but yes, one band for sure that it's a really major influence for the 4 of us. It's, I will say, Megadeth. The whole album Megadeth, since each one of us heard Megadeth for the first time, had big impact, big game changer. And also, with no surprise, I will say Hatebreed. Same for the 4 of us. The first time we heard some Hatebreed, it was a big game changer, and we are still big fan of Hatebreed. And finally, me personally, I was invited to be part of the gang vocal for a Get the Shot album. It was No Peace in Hell in 2013 or something, and I was overwhelmed by it. I was really like, after that I was really stoked to continue to start SCARFOLD, and yes, that had a big impact for sure. So yeah, man, whole Megadeth, some Hatebreed, and Get the Shot, 3 big influence for sure.
I have to laugh a little bit now because my audience know that I'm not the biggest fan of Dave Mustaine and Megadeth, and exactly this band is one of your biggest influences. That's a funny situation for me now, but Megadeth is not a hardcore style like Get the Shot or Hatebreed. So let us know, what other music do you listen to?
Yes, man, we dig other musical stuff for sure. For example, big shout out to Moscow Dead Brigade. It's a band from Moscow, from Russia. They call themselves Circle Pit Hip Hop, and it's really, really crazy. We like Moscow Dead Brigade a lot. Also, I will say big shout out to Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains, it's certainly a big band, big grunge band from the 90s, and I could say big band from the 90s in general. So yeah, man, big shout out to Alice in Chains. We are, the four of us, really big fan. And finally, I will say, yeah, shout out to Portishead, the whole Portishead album, some trip up. It's from UK, from Bristol in UK, and the vibe is crazy. It's dark and it's really like ambient at the same time. So big shout out to Portishead also.
Very cool stuff. So one question left before we listen to some preferred bands of you. Which band would you like to work with or go on tour with?
Man, there are so many, but if I have to choose one, I will say Terror, man. Terror are in the game from some decades now, and they have the same integrity since day one. And Scott Vogel, the vocalist, man, he's got the ability to adjust and to read the crowd, and he have the ability to make complete chaos every night. Every set he's able to influence, to turn it out in a big chaos, and he's the best, simply the best. So yes, touring with Terror will definitely be a learning experience and fun at the same time. Like, it will be Friday night every night for sure.
Terror, excellent choice. So let us listen to some songs now from Moscow Death Brigade, Alice in Chains, Terror, and Get the Shot. And after that music break, we are back with SCARFOLD from Montreal. Stay tuned. Back in the show today with SCARFOLD from Canada. Let's talk about live playing and touring. So what was your funniest and most embarrassing experience on tour?
Man, there are so many funny moments, but one of the top remain. It was 4 years ago. It was in our hometown in Montreal. It was in a venue called Crowbar. And during our set, we played our set, and I saw the bartender really got into it. He was really digging our set and start to go crazy. And he decided to put out his denture, and he dropped it in a glass of water straight in the bar, and he started running like a crazy and go to the moshing like what there was no tomorrow. So we were seeing him moshing with no teeth, and we could see at the same time his denture in a glass of water in the bar right beside customer. It was really unreal moment still at this day. For the embarrassing one, it's on me. I assume it's on me. It was in Hamburg, Germany. It was in Germany, in fact. It was in one of our last tour. Unfortunately, because of the lack of sleep, and I was not hydrated enough this day, and the place was with smoke inside. It was allowed to smoke inside, so I lost conscious literally after 3 songs in the set. I fall apart. So yes, I was really not proud of it, but it was a learning experience. Yeah, every time you learn. So it's important to stay hydrated on tour and to have and to sleep well, because you never know.
Mosh pit without teeth. Why not? Your band exists 6 years now, and you played many shows this time, but can you still remember your first concert you played, and how did this concert go?
Damn right, we remember our first show. It was in December 2015, and it was in a art gallery, a street art gallery. So there were graffiti artists painting all over the wall. It was floor stage, and we play our first show in a street art gallery. It was like really a special moment. And the funny thing is, we were at this time we were like a little bit panicking, because the gallery was in a second floor, and downstairs it was a Chinese restaurant, open late. So the manager of the restaurant was really complaining about the noise and all the boom boom of the mosh pit from all of it. So we were like a little bit worrying if the cops would coming to interrupt the set, but finally none of this happened. It was complete chaos from A to Z. Mosh pit with graffiti art. It was a special moment, really cool.
Sounds like a perfect first gig, I think. So, what have been your highlights in your band history so far?
Yes, to be honest with you, man, the biggest highlight in my opinion is to play in this hardcore project for now 6 years actively without stop. We always have a project, always keep going, and yes, for now 6 years with the same lineup since day one. We released 2 EP, LP, and we're about to release our second LP, so 4 albums total. We toured Europe 3 times, we play some dates in the States and of course in Canada or country, all DIY. So yes, for now 6 years to always keep going, never lose the momentum. I'm for sure really proud of it, because let's face it, man, it's really difficult to play music DIY nowadays, and we met so many bands, so many good bands and good friends who are not existing anymore because of from the difficulties. For some reason, lose members, lose momentum for every reason. It's difficult. So in resume, I'm really proud that we always find a way, we always find a way to keep it going for now 6 years.
That sounds great, but there are no heights without lows, so were there any setbacks in the band's development?
I think setbacks is something that every single band has to deal with. The real question for us is, how do you deal with setbacks? Because every single band has to deal with obstacles that get in their way. We all want the same thing at the end of the day. That's what makes us go forward. We all want the same thing, and basically we are all solution based. So yes, there was many. There was little things, there were big things. Like, for me, getting sick, not able to do some shows, stuff that happens on the road, problems. I'm not going to get into every single detail, but there's always something that's going to get in the way. It's not going to be perfect. So we always look for solutions. That is our strong point. For us, everything that comes our way, we deal with it head on. And we believe, we're like Confucius. Like Confucius said, that for every problem, there's always 4 solutions. So we always look at the glass half full, and we know there's going to be more to come, and going to try to stop us, trying to get in our way. But we are all soldiers. We are 4 soldiers fighting a war, and we want, at the end of the day, to win this war, and we are going to win this war. So setbacks or not, we are going to keep going forward. So that's how we deal with it. And to answer the question, yes, there were, and yes, there probably will be more, but we will destroy them head on.
Okay, let us close the past of the band and take a look to the future of SCARFOLD. What are your plans for the band, and where do you see yourselves in 5 years?
You know what? As long as we don't feel comfortable in this fucked up world, and we feel that writing and playing aggressive music is our escape to like this, and to express this like inner frustration, inner like angriness, we will continue as long as it could be possible, for real. So every new band anniversary every year, when it's a new year, it's a gift, man. Like I said earlier, it's already been 6 years. It's going fast. So if we are still alive in 5 years, that will say it will be our 11-year anniversary, and I will be the most happy man on earth, for sure.
With your energy and power, you will stay longer than 11 years, that's for sure. It's time to hear some other new stuff of your new record, We Shall Suffer. That will be Eat the End and Heart Failure. And additionally to these songs, 2 more songs from Megadeth and Hatebreed. Enjoy it, and we're back in a few minutes. Here we are again with SCARFOLD on Wackenradio, and we will continue with movies. So if Scaffold was a movie, what would it be like and what genre would it be?
If Scarfold were a movie, it would 100% be a film noir that would be banned in over 20 countries because of the depiction of its brutal reality and probably very disturbing scenes. This film would be about an underdog. The setting would be in a city, rundown city, a city that basically is on the brink of complete and utter decay. And basically our hero would not have much dialogue, but her actions would speak louder than her words, 100%. The conflict would be basically an internal struggle representing all the ills of society, all the ills within ourselves. And basically it would be an underdog movie where, regardless of the ending, we just want to see this person live by his principles and do what has to be done. And I don't necessarily see this movie as having a happy ending. It's probably going to be something that is going to end in a way that will probably be unexpected, but very, 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 very disturbing and eye-opening. And it's going to be one of those movies that you still keep thinking about a day or two later because it was so disturbing and you just can't believe you saw it. Or just can't believe that the director got away with putting something like that on screen.
As a band, you are on tour many times and see a lot of locations to play. So my question is, where do you prefer to play? A big festival or a small club?
I will say energy and chaos from the crowd first, wherever it is, man. For so far, we play in a small club, we play in some festival, but we also play in a library, we play in a street art gallery, we play over a roof, we play in some squats. And wherever it is, when the energy and the chaos, the mosh pit from the crowd is with us, man, it's great. We have all crazy show wherever it is, whatever it's floor stage or a big stage. The most important thing for us and the connection with the moshers and the rest of the crowd for the stage dives, sing along, and all over this. But if I have to choose, I think I will say small club. We never play so far a big festival like the level of Wacken, but I think for sure if you want to play this big festival as a band, you have to be like really you have to play a lot of small club before and to like it a lot. That's for sure.
Our listeners are always interested in finding new bands and new music. So, which 5 albums would you recommend to the Wackenradio listeners?
All right, so we'll start with a band from Brazil. It's their label mates from our label 1054 record. It's called Fucking Violence. Go check this out. The title means everything. It is fucking violence, seriously. Go check this out. Second, I will go with Guilt Trip. It's a band from UK. It's a hardcore with a twist of thrash metal, but also with some beat down, slow parts, really violent, really dominant. So Guilt Trip, you can't go wrong with that. On third, they don't need presentation. It's called Get the Shot. You know them. All their album, phenomenal. And they have a new one coming out in 2022. So go check this out for Get the Shot. Fourth, I will go with a new band. It's a new project. It's from the States. I think it's from Las Vegas. It's called Spirit World. Really interesting, really good. I think it's a one-man band. And he have the drummer of Mars Volta and some other like session members from other group. But it's really, really interesting. Go check this out, Spirit World. And finally, I will go with Nasty, the kingpin of Beatdown. The first time I heard this, I was blown away and start to mosh all alone. So also they don't need presentation in Europe. They are well known and they do like crazy show there. I think they're from Belgium, but surprisingly they are not enough famous here in America. People in general don't know them, and it's a shame. So yeah, Nasty.
Thank you for naming the bands. I will check them out. So everything comes to an end, but before we finish the show with the last two songs of the new record, one question is needed. So what is your favorite type of cake?
Cheesecake. All the four of us are big fan of cheesecake. It's a sure value. You can't refuse a cheesecake.
The classic cheesecake, always a good choice. Before we close the doors now, I will say thank you very much to Xavier and Fab from SCARFOLD. Thank you for taking the time being here on Wackenradio. I wish you all the best for the band, your family and your friends, and also the most success with SCARFOLD. And I hope you will play in Germany soon. Suppressor and Spit on Hope now, the last two new songs from the record. But before, last words from you.
What's up, everybody? We are SCARFOLD from Montreal, and you're headbanging to Wackenradio.